Boosie, right? I know y'all had like a weird, like, it wasn't beef, but it was just weird. I know y'all kind of related, right? And y'all recently bumped into each other? Not recently, but...
We bumped into each other a few times.
But I know now y'all are better than before, right?
Yeah, when you want to be.
When he want to be? So Boosie's just like, it just depends on the day?
I guess so, bro. In person, he see me, we speak to each other. What up? What up, cuz? You know what I'm saying? Everything should be good. Then next time, nigga give me their number, I don't holler, I don't talk to him, but then shit, dude call all us on FaceTime, he jump on the phone.
Man, bro, if you gonna go on a podcast, bro, tell the truth, bro. Don't lie on me, man.
Alright y'all, now Boosie has found himself back in the blogs, and this time is due to him responding to an interview that Fredo Bang did with Say Cheese. Fredo Bang would inform us, well at least me, because I didn't know, that he was actually in contact with NBA YoungBoy along with Boosie. Now if you know the history between Fredo and NBA YoungBoy, as well as him and Boosie, then you will understand why this is a big deal. The beef between Fredo and NBA YoungBoy runs deep, and the fact that his manager by the name of Cleezy5 just passed away made things even more deeper, but that's another story. But I guess prior to him passing, him, YoungBoy, and Boosie was connecting with each other. He would claim that Boosie see him in person and act like it's all love, but as soon as he hit Boosie up on the phone, he never gets a response. The only time he did was when NBA YoungBoy contacted Boosie with all of them on the phone, insinuating that Boosie only picks up because of YoungBoy. As y'all know, nothing gets past Boosie, so when he saw the interview, he would respond to it in classic Boosie fashion. So we're going to get into that, as well as the history between Fredo Bang and Boosie that may be the reason behind these two rocky relationships, despite them actually being cousins. Shout out to Poetic Flacco. I'll leave a link to the original video in the comments, but in the meantime, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hype the video so we can get into the algorithm, and if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
Boosie just lashed out on Fredo Bang on social media, going off, calling him a liar, and it's all because of this interview that Fredo Bang did on Say Cheese earlier yesterday. But Boosie and Fredo Bang issues extends far beyond just the interview, as he's trying to make it. These two got some deep-rooted issues that stem from a deadly gang war that has affected and torn apart their family. During the interview, Fredo is expressing how he always wanted Boosie to embrace him, but he never really got that love from Boosie. And even now, he feels like Boosie acts funny towards him. Like when he sees Boosie, it's all love in person, but then when they're not in person, Boosie doesn't return his phone calls, he doesn't answer him. And there was a time where Boosie even gave him a number that didn't work.
Boosie, right? I know y'all had like a weird, like, it wasn't beef, but it was just weird. I know y'all kind of related, right? And y'all recently bumped into each other? Not recently, but...
We bumped into each other a few times.
But I know now y'all are better than before, right?
Yeah, when you want to be.
When he want to be? So Boosie's just like, it just depends on the day?
I guess so, bro. In person, he see me, we speak to each other. What up? What up, cuz? You know what I'm saying? Everything should be good. Then next time, nigga give me their number, I don't holler, I don't talk to him, but then shit, dude call all us on FaceTime, he jump on the phone.
Oh, so for YoungBoy, he jump on the phone, but for you, he don't.
Fredo's perspective really resonates, because think about it for a second. Boosie is your literal family member. He's your cousin. He's blood. However, Boosie sides with YoungBoy in y'all conflict. Boosie don't really want to rock with you because he still wants to maintain the relationship with YoungBoy, because YoungBoy is, I guess, the bigger artist. If you're Fredo, you can't respect it.
And he's right. If you supposed to be my cousin, I know whatever tension we got or whatever, if it includes this guy, at the end of the day, if you can't pick up my phone call when I call you regular, you don't think I'm gonna feel away if you suddenly picking up the phone when boy is calling, right? So it does make sense why he probably feel away. And not to mention, Boosie loves to say that he's so real. I mean, he's this real dude. But it's starting to come out, we're starting to see a lot of weird things going on. Even the most recent thing, when the comment was put underneath a post about All-Star JR getting arrested, And then suddenly from Boosie's account, Boosie's Instagram account, he would basically put up a GIF to where it's like he's happy that this man was arrested. And then when people started bringing them up on it, like, how you gonna be happy? You supposed to be a street dude, but you happy another street dude going to jail. Boosie gonna say it wasn't him. He didn't put it up there.
Hey, to all my niggas in the D, bro. I don't know how that shit got on there, my nigga. I was fishing. My phone was in my fucking back pocket, my nigga. As you can see, ain't no typing on that. When I saw that shit, when I got my phone, I deleted that. I'm not getting no niggas mixed, man. I'm a real nigga. I don't get no niggas mixed, bro. Like, so to all them niggas in the D, bro, like, nigga, that wasn't intentional, my nigga. I had my phones in my back pocket. I ain't chasing for no niggas, man. Real talk, dog. Like, I'm fishing, my nigga. I'm out here fishing. Nigga just put me on game. I hurry up, erase that, man. Like, come on, man. I ain't with that, bro. I'm a real one, man. You know how I'm coming, bro. Like, I ain't with all that, bro, my nigga.
Kind of look at that like, all right, man. As Fredo said, when I call Boosie, when I FaceTime him, when I hit him directly, he never responds. As soon as Youngboy FaceTime me and Boosie is picking up on the first ring.
Crazy.
He don't think that's right, and that's cool. But this is progress, though. Them even hopping on the phone, Fredo and Boosie, or even Boosie embracing Fredo in person, that's progress. Because I remember a couple years ago, Boosie wouldn't even do a show with Fredo Bang. Boosie didn't want nothing to do with Fredo Bang. A couple years ago, Fredo Bang posted on his Instagram story, "Real ninjas don't stop other ninjas' money, no matter how much they don't like them." And this was in reference to Boosie. So Fredo Bang and Boosie and Webby was scheduled to do the same show together. For some reason, Fredo Bang gets removed from the show. The promoter tells Fredo Bang, "Boosie didn't want you on the show." Fredo reposted the original flyer with him, Boosie, and Webby, and he wrote, "They kicked me off this show, but that's what happens when you the most hated." He also posted a DM between him and Boosie where he told Boosie, "Damn, you taking food out my mouth? You can't do a show with me on it?" God. Fredo is confused, not understand. Yo, where's this animosity coming from? We're family members. I haven't done nothing to you personally. Why do you hate me so much? To further let the world know that he's talking about Boosie, Fredo Bang reposted another flyer with just him and Webby on it that was slated for after the show with Boosie. So because, the show with Boosie and Webby had to go on without Fredo Bang, because Boosie didn't want Fredo Bang on the show, the promoters rebooked Fredo and Webby for another show without Boosie. So Boosie was the one who wanted Fredo Bang off. Y'all are probably just as confused as Fredo Bang as to why Boosie hates him or where this animosity comes from. But to understand the current state of Fredo Bang and Boosie's relationship and why they're in this awkward spot, you have to understand the dynamic of Fredo Bang and Boosie's family, and you have to be aware of the deadly gang war that split the family apart.
Now, you know what's crazy? Like I said earlier, Boosie prides himself on being a real dude, a real street dude, the whole 9 yards. But everybody can't be lying about him, right? As I always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. So if a couple people or different people are saying all the same thing about one person, you mean to tell me they all lying, right? When some people say, man, Boosie act one way, but then he act the next, he really ain't this and that, and it's coming from different people, they all can't be lying.
He's in the airport in Atlanta. I was about to fly out. He about to fly out. And I seen him. And I was like, yeah, I gotta holler at him. You feel me?
Of course.
And we just ran it and got some just like clarification on like what it was.
And what was it?
It's just a lot of history between like Baton Rouge and just like people in general.
That long history that Boosie vowed to tell Fredo Bang, that long history that Fredo Bang just said he don't know what they had going on, well, that long history started April 2nd, 2005 with the death of Ivy Smith. Ivy Smith was Boosie's partner, or as they say in Baton Rouge, Boosie's partner. Right, these two were joined at the hip. Now, Ivy Smith, he was the street dude who started rapping. Boosie was the rapper. By being joined at the hips like conjoined twins, money will always serve to be the surgeon that will rip them apart. Because before Ivy Smith's death, Ivy Smith believed that another popular rapper in Baton Rouge was trying to sign him and give him a very lucrative record deal. However, Boosie was not cooperating and Boosie would not pick up the phone to answer the call inquiring about Ivy Smith. Things never really got too bad, and for all intents and purposes, those two were still really close leading up to April 2nd, 2005. On the night of April 2nd, 2005, Boosie was to meet Ivy Smith at the club. Boosie was to bring him a pint of wok. So while at the club, a fight broke out.
Now, this always seemed weird to me too, right? Just think about that situation. These two wasn't really speaking like that. However, Boosie offered to bring him a pint of drink, right? To the club, nonetheless. So we're not really talking, you go out your way to say, you know what, I'm gonna bring you a pint of drink to the club, right? And then you just so happen to leave, and then after you leave, something happens to me. That story always been weird, but
or at least a disagreement broke out, and Boosie had left the club early after that disagreement broke out.
My boy Ivy, he got killed. They followed us from the club. They killed him. Well, they killed the whole car. Everybody died in the car. Everybody.
Ivy Smith, as you guys just heard, left the club a little later. Hence, the ops were able to follow him, trail him, and eventually kill everybody in a car. Now, Ivy Smith was survived by a pregnant wife who was pregnant with Ivy Smith Jr. As you guys know, after every tragedy, loved ones would try to rationalize how they lost them, right? That's a way to cope with they lost. Now, while trying to rationalize how they lost Ivy Smith, a lot of people started to point the finger at Boosie. Rumors that Boosie lined up Ivy Smith started to spread like wildfire. Folks believed that the issues surrounding Ivy Smith being signed prior to his death, that right there incentivized Boosie to line him up. Now, Boosie obviously denied these rumors. Boosie said that wasn't true, and that kind of separated Boosie from Ivy Smith family, right? So right after Ivy Smith's death, Boosie did speak on eventually wanting to adopt Ivy Smith Jr., who was still in his mama's belly when his father passed away. Okay. However, those rumors never went away, and as Ivy Smith's nephews and sons got older, they were told the exact same thing. Boosie lined up your uncle for this exact reason.
Now, here's the thing, right? As I said earlier, once again, where there's smoke, there's fire. And different people saying the same thing can't all be wrong. This situation also reminds us of Terry Boyd, right? Where Marlo Mike, who was a young man who is allegedly, or was allegedly, Boosie's hitman, who he admitted to carrying out murders for Boosie, right? Including Terry Boyd, who was also closer to them guys as well. So the thing now becomes, we hear that this man put money on people's heads for whatever reason, allegedly. So you mean to tell me that this is a running rumor about you and everybody is lying or everybody is wrong? Something ain't right here. Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, and 3 times is just a pattern.
And as they got older, they became to grow resentment towards Boosie. One of those nephews being Late Yoshi.
Trill wanted to sign Ivy, yeah, that's what it was. Trill wanted to sign Ivy, and Boosie ain't want to answer the phone. He was acting like a so I stopped with him. Then he tried to come to shenanigans and bring a nigga a pint of syrup. Then a fight broke off in the club, and his ass ran out the club like a little hope.
Late Yoshi was a popular rapper coming out of Baton Rouge, and he was carrying the torch for his uncle's TBG crew that his uncle started prior to his death. Now, the issues between Late Yoshi and Boosie started to escalate. I'm talking about pretty fast. Now, Late Yoshi called himself the head youngin', but when one of Boosie's little bands came out of prison, Boosie went ahead and posted on Instagram, the real head youngin' is home. He would knight Boosie Boy B as the head youngin' in charge, and he would instantly use him to start going at Late Yoshi and all the little homies coming at him.
See, and then keep in mind, Boosie is older than these guys, man. And people would say, oh, ain't Boosie old? Shouldn't he be worried about whatever the hell he should be worried about? But yet he's inviting himself into kid drama. But then he would say different when he go on interviews. He'll make it seem like, oh, I'm an OG, I ain't got time for this. But look, instigating situations like this. One man calls himself head youngin'. Next thing you know, you say, this guy's the real head youngin'. Why? Right? Just instigating problems.
Boosie Boy B would drop a snippet in a song eventually talking about that his uncle put $100K on Late Yoshi's head.
100 on your head, 100 on your head. Word to the ops, I just want you dead. My uncle want your head, the soldier want your legs. How you sleep at night, we got 100 on your head.
And tell your nephews get at me. Yeah, cause your nephews know what's up. Don't try to put batteries in your nephew back. Cause you ain't gonna send them in the field, so don't have them on that gram doing all that. Like they really like that. The boys ain't never seen no blood. The boys ain't never swum with no shark.
We'll see.
First of all, see, the proof is right there in the pudding. And leave it to these rappers to always incriminate themselves. He just said, my uncle wants you dead. He put 100 on your head. Right? So do you see how the rumors of Boosie allegedly putting money on guys' heads and getting them going still circulate and come full circle? These rumors follow him for a certain reason. You have a guy who is now in jail, Marlo Mike, who admitted that Boosie was putting money on heads. And he was basically his hitman. And you got his nephew saying to this man, well, my uncle wants you dead. You got 100 on your head. Then just coincidentally, his friend, after he supposedly bring him a drink, or was supposed to, a fight break out, Boosie leave, next thing you know, this man gets unalive. Crazy.
Youngins must not know his uncle's history in Baton Rouge about paying somebody to commit a hit, bro. They must not know, because if they knew, I don't think they would ever release that song. But nonetheless, Lil Yoshi responded back, and he's also had another plan under his sleeve, right? He took this plan straight out of the Meek Mill handbook. Now, when Meek Mill was in a rap battle with AR Ab right-hand man, Dark Low, he went ahead and dissed Meek. Now what Meek said was, listen, if you got your youngin to diss you, I'll get my youngin to diss you. So Meek Mills went ahead and had, his little cousin diss Dark Low. What Lil Yoshi did was kind of similar. He elected his little cousin, Little Ivy, to make a diss track responding back. Yes, folks, Little Ivy, the junior to Ivy Smith, aka Ivy Smith Jr., the baby who was in his mother's womb when his father got killed.
Keep in mind, the same baby that Boosie claims that he wanted to adopt, right?
Say that I got 100 on my head. Yo, riding around the city and they scared.
This move here would hurt Boosie the most because Boosie still had love for Ivy Smith. And by default, still had love for Ivy Smith Jr., who was just a kid at the time. I believe he was like 14 or 15 years old. Now, Boosie's son would also respond back in a song of his own where he said, I be thuggin', I don't F with them gorillas, which is a direct shot at, Fredo Bang, right? Now, Fredo Bang himself would get involved in the beef, which also confuses me as to why he doesn't know why him and Boosie got issues, right? Because Fredo Bang will, one, do a song with Lil Yoshi called Low Riding. He will also be seen riding around to the Tootie Raw TBG diss track, sarcastically calling it the hottest song out right now. Despite in 2022, Fredo Bang being remorseful, Lil Yoshi being in jail, I don't think Boosie is in a rush right now to reconcile with Fredo Bang.
You guys ever link up and maybe do a record? I know that there might be some politics behind that. There might.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of like people that we can't talk about over.
Right.
That I stand on. You know what I'm saying? Man, it ain't nothing he done did. It's just people. Some people affiliated with him.
With Lil Yoshi being certified in the streets, it's safe to say that a couple of bodies probably got dropped, and that's why Boosie would never, ever, ever work with a TBG artist.
Now that makes sense, right? Cousins or not. At the end of the day, you got Little Zay Osama saying, F my cousin. You got a lot of these guys these days saying what they gonna do to their own family members when they catch them. This family member rep this gang, I rep this gang. So at the end of the day, we're just cousins. It can go down no matter what. So I understand why Boosie is saying, listen, this is where I draw the line. At the end of the day, you hang around somebody that did somebody that was kin to me or want to do something to me. Why would I hang with you? Why would I do anything? There's certain morals, values, and principles that we got to live by, especially in the streets. So I do understand. I do get that part.
Boosie is still carrying his animosity, and it's not something that Fredo Bang did, as he just said, but Fredo Bang is guilty by association. But Fredo Bang is trying to tell Boosie, bro, we family, man, we cousins. That ain't my business, right? You can't hold that against me. But Boosie is still fostering some fake animosity. So which is why when Fredo Bang is doing his interview, he's being completely honest. He's saying, there's some progress here, but it's not enough progress because he's still acting weird towards me.
Well, you also got to realize this, right? Once you start hanging with my ops or somebody that don't like me or threaten my life, I can't be around you. Because at least I know personally, if I'm around you, knowing that you hang around somebody that wants my life, or want in my life or whatever the case may be, I'ma always be nervous around you because I can't trust you. Whether you're gonna do something to me or if maybe you gonna line me up, I don't know. However, I don't want to be in that type of environment where I always gotta be on 10. I gotta be on my P's and Q's. So I'd rather not go. It's like when people say, all right, well, if I gotta grab a firearm to go somewhere, clearly I don't need to be there. And that's what it is. If I could prevent it, we prevent it. If not, then we might just have to crash out. But I'm gonna try to avoid it by all costs.
Try to take some calls out there. Let's do some music. You know, they respond. Like I got a FaceTime dude on the phone to get him on the phone or some shit. But hey, man, I'm still happy. I love his music too, man. I love to work with him one day.
And y'all are related through marriage, right?
I know his grandma gives him some shit. Everybody be related. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of cousins and fucking. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a big fan. I grew up on your music, dog. You know what I'm saying? I did a song with one of my idols, Gates. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And you don't have one record with Boosie. Your own cousin.
I got a fake number.
He gave you a fake number?
That never ring.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that, dog.
My mama didn't give me a number. My mama didn't give me a number. That never ring.
Nah. If Fredo Bang would have said this about a year or two ago, he probably wouldn't have gotten a response. Boosie probably wouldn't have been tripping or even mad. But Boosie is currently in a state of mind, especially after the DJ Vlad thing happened, where he's on edge. He feels like there's this grand conspiracy against him, and he's going off on anybody who speaks his name. So when Fredo Bang said this and this went viral, Boosie dropped the video. Now, Boosie not only went off on Fredo Bang, but he called Say Cheese a clown and said Say Cheese is messy for asking Fredo Bang that question.
Fredo, bro. You gotta stop with the false narratives and ain't no truth in what you said, bro. You never had to get YB to call me and I answer the phone, bro. You know that, bro. When we was all on FaceTime that day, bro. YB and Gates called me. They added you in the call, bro. You popped up. They added you on the call. Nobody never said they was calling you or nothing, bro. They added you on the call.
Wait, so that makes it even worse now, right? Because now maybe if they would have never just added him and Boosie knew ahead of time, maybe he wouldn't let them call him. So maybe the only reason he was able to get on that call while Boosie was there was they did it without Boosie knowing. So that's kind of worse if you ask me, right?
And I was when I saw you on the call, bro, because me, I ain't never getting on a phone call with my old bro. But to say that's why I answer the phone, because you got YB to call me, there ain't no truth in that, bro. Ain't no truth in that, bro.
Oh, I see what he's saying. He's saying basically he never had intentions on Fredo even being on the phone. He was already having a conversation with Gates and Youngboy. They added him. He let it be, and look, I respect it. He let it be known straight up. If I would have known you was gonna be on that phone call, I would have never been on there. I don't want to talk to any of my ops, anybody that's affiliated with my ops. I'm just not doing it. So, I mean, at least Boosie living in his truth. He not sugarcoating it. He not lying, acting like this. He said, listen, if I would have known you was gonna be on that call, I wouldn't have been there. They added you, basically without telling them.
Then to say that when I see you, I be like, what up, cuz? Like, come on, man. Like, man, bro. If you gonna go on a podcast, bro, tell the truth, bro. Don't lie on me, man. You know, matter of fact, just don't say nothing about me, bro. You know what them podcasters be trying to do, bro. Don't feed into that shit, bro. Them people messy as man. Don't feed into that shit, bro. Man, don't feed into that shit. Man, don't take that bait from them clowns, bro. But I ain't gonna let you lie on my name, bro. Like, oh, bro, you did not get YB to call me, and that's why I answered the phone.
Boosie's response is the equivalent to somebody accusing somebody of robbing them, pushing them to the ground, and then stealing their wallet and running away. And then the person who's being accused of punching the person, pushing them to the ground, robbing them, and taking their wallet, responding back with, nah, cuz, you can't lie to me like that, cuz, I didn't run away, cuz. Nah, cuz, I walked off. Nah, you can't be doing that, cuz. Nah, you can't be telling these people I ran away, cuz, I walked off, cuz.
That's a fact. You got a point, because you know what I realized? He never acknowledged the fact that Fredo also said that he called him before a period and he never picked up. Or the fact that he gave him a fake number. The only situation he paid attention to was the fact that he said that the only reason he picked up is because Youngboy was on the phone. Youngboy is the one that made the call. But he didn't acknowledge the fact that he also said he'd been calling him a bunch of times and he never picked up, and he gave him a fake number. So maybe he probably fabricated the situation with NBA Youngboy because he didn't know. But what about when he said that you never pick up his calls, period? But I guess now we know why, because like he said, I'm never going to get on the phone with my ops or anybody associated with my ops. But if that's the case, let it be known. So he could stop thinking that y'all cool, or he could stop even reaching out, period. Or when he see you, allegedly, he say, what's up, cuz? Right? So I guess now Fredo Bang knows that this man don't want to talk to him because he's either considering him his op or affiliated with his ops.
That's like the most irrelevant part of the story. Like, the relevant part of the story here is Fredo Bang saying, Boosie, you're not embracing him and you guys as family, and you've been acting weird towards him. That's the relevant part of the story. The fact that you skip over that part and ignore that part, nah, cuz, like, I've been acting weird towards you, but like when Youngboy FaceTime you, nah, cuz, like, nah, bro, I was on the phone first. It's like, all right, bro. That's the most irrelevant part of the story. The part of the story is, why do you give this man a fake number? Why haven't you been embracing this? Like, why don't you rock with him? Right? Like, why are you holding something against him that he had nothing to do with?
You got added on a phone call, and nobody never said they was calling you or nothing. You just popped up on there, bro. And that's the truth, man. That's the truth, bro. That's the truth, Fredo, man. Don't. Ain't no truth in what you said, bro. Like, ain't no truth in that, man. You know that, bro.
But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys?
All right, y'all, that's pretty much it. Let me say this, right? If you not from the streets, you probably wouldn't understand this. You may say, oh, well, Fredo ain't got nothing to do with they beef. They don't got nothing personally. You know what? Here's the thing with that. Some people stand on morals, values, and principles, and they don't forget what you did to them. Some people forget and forgive, some people don't, right? And that's understandable. Some people stand on the morals to where if you did something to me, or I didn't like whatever you said to me, I don't care if it was 10 years ago, we will never be cool. There's certain things you can say to somebody that there's no coming back from. And I guess in this situation, even though they say directly that these two don't have problems, at the end of the day, you link with somebody that was an op to me, that threatened my life or wanted to do something to me. So I could never forgive you. And I don't know if you may line me up. So no, I don't want to be around you. I want to avoid you by all costs because I don't want to crash out. I don't want you to probably crash out and make me crash out. Then I go to jail, I got a lot to lose. So I do understand Boosie, man, because if you understand the streets, especially with this backdoor culture, you never know who to trust. So to avoid all that, because we only got one life to live, you just cut them off completely. Whether it's cousin, brother, sister, uncle, it don't matter. You see what happened in Paid in Full with Rich and his uncle, right? So you just never know, man. So at the end of the day, you don't know who to trust. And I kind of understand where Boosie is coming from with this situation, where he's saying, listen, I didn't want to talk to you. Simple as that. And if Fredo didn't know before, now you know. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. I'm out. Are you tired of a bunch of social media gurus promising you results with their course, but all they do is take a bunch of information off YouTube and Google, then sell it to you? Well, look no further. Our YouTube Tips and Tricks Masterclass course comes equipped with SEO tips and tricks, along with methods we use to growth hack our YouTube channel. It also includes step-by-step ways to publish your video before uploading to guarantee a great SEO score, therefore your videos can rank and be shown to a bigger audience. Views and subscribers don't come by luck, and just how YouTube have an algorithm, you should have one as well that can guarantee you results. We doing websites and softwares we personally use to generate money creating Faces YouTube channels. If you also would like to skip the process and just buy other pre-built accounts, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, we also threw that in there for you too. We went through trial and error, so you don't have to. Click the link in the description or the comments and get started today.